Oh, good morning to you. It's 8:42 at iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. We're going to dive on deep to a great conversation about the Port of Shelton. We've got Wendy Smith and Dick Taylor in studio. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
How are you doing? We're also going to have a tenant from the port coming up right after we find out some port business going on. Well, Commissioner Taylor, what's been going on in the past week?
Go Dogs.
And with that, thank you. Good night.
Go Cougs.
Oh my gosh, Cougs as well. That's right.
There you go.
Get your barbs in there. Let's get it going. Start getting ready.
Yeah. And the Seahawks.
Everybody's doing great. Yeah. It was a great weekend this past weekend at Oysterfest.
The weekend was great.
Wow.
Oysterfest. We had rain.
Sure.
But from what I've heard from people that were there, and I was there, even with the rain, they like the new location.
Oh, yeah.
They like the way it works. And they like that you're not walking around in mud.
I think that's a huge thing. It can rain, and it can rain a lot. That's fine. But if I get my shoes messy or my ankles are starting to creep up with water, that's when it gets no fun.
Right. So it was, it was comfortable, even though it didn't rain. I don't know what the figures were. Skookum Rotary does that, the population figures. But
lots.
I think they did fine. I think they did fine. I know Shelton Rotary did okay. So, it came off, and we're pleased to be able to support that.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great event. It is budget season now. Fall approaches. And
our budget is done, and our budget is submitted.
What? That's great.
As of yesterday.
On time,
and it's due to the staff, whipping us up and making sure that we get it, stay with our nose to the grindstone and get the work done and get it all approved before the deadlines are due, and so we're done.
What's it look like? What do you have? What do you have in it for the next year?
Well, we've got some maintenance items, some big maintenance items down at the marina. We're looking at trying to do a dock repair, or keeping the dock going until we can replace it.
Yeah. This next year it's more planning and engineering for that.
Okay.
Because all those permits over water take a good year or so.
Sure.
True.
So we've got to do that, and then like Sanderson Field, our water system is pretty old, and it's not the system itself, but what communicates the system to let us know
telemetry
the flowage.
system.
The telemetry system. So we're looking to hopefully replace that this year, and we're hopeful that maybe we can secure some grant money to help us with that, because it's a essential function of the system. So, just roofing at Johns Prairie, the old mill buildings, and just, some
there's maintenance stuff that needs to be done. So there's nothing really big major capital projects going.
Is this a chance for you to do projections of revenue coming in the next year?
That's what we're doing.
And so are the trends increasing in the Port of Shelton?
Yeah,
they are absolutely, and probably mostly because of Johns Prairie. Dividing that old mill site that was contained with one tenant is now divided in several.
Yeah.
And then just as businesses are growing, they're consolidating, and that's opening more space for new business coming in. So things are shaking and moving. I think this will be a really exciting year.
Good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Well, that's good news, and encouraging that you guys got your work done all on time, and there wasn't a lot of rigmarole, it sounds like. You guys put your nose to the grindstone, got it done.
We had 2 work sessions. So we
had 2 workshops and one commission meeting, so at least three and a public hearing.
Yeah.
To
end it up with.
So lots of time for public input and.
Good. Good. One final thing before Commissioner Taylor, I let you go, and we bring in one of the tenants from the port. We do see. I'm looking at the Shelton High Climber schedule. For sports schedule that's coming up.
Okay.
And I see that on the 8th is going to be the big Shelton invite for cross country up there at the Sanderson Airport.
Right.
And the coach has been working on this a lot. And how's it looking up there? This is a big deal.
It's a real big deal.
And it is. It's looking good.
He's actually hands-on doing the trails and stuff. What's really exciting this year is with Oysterfest just happening and, kind of the look of post-rain and what things, what happens. He came right out and he said, well, this is what we do. I'm going out there. The kids will go out there. We're going to reseed. We're going to take care of, things that kind of, roughed up. And They're going to handle all that, so they're going to get together with Oysterfest, and they're doing all that work.
Yeah,
and
that's
just kind
absolutely
of payback.
super. Yeah, and it's they're working in the community. They're doing a community project, along with preparing it for their own track meet or their own meet. But it's great. The kids get involved. And we're excited about that.
That's going to be a big deal, a nice spotlight for you guys, and definitely a new look and a new place to run for the cross-country kids.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they'll run up behind that inactive runway hill back there. So use those trails.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk with one of the tenants. It's James Thomas from Thermedia. He's here, and we're going to see what his business does when we come back after this.
It's about your life and your money. It's the Dave Ramsey Show.
My wife used to say, whatever you want to do, honey. Translation, if you do it wrong, I'm going to kill you later. No, we don't. I don't do whatever you want to do, honey. I don't do that. When we sit down and are making our life decisions together, and it's a big decision, and she looks at me, whatever you want to do. No, what's your freaking opinion? You get to vote on this, and by the way, if it goes bad, we're going to say we did this together.
Now on weekdays from 3 to 6 on iFiber One News Radio.
When presidential and vice presidential candidates debate, there's only one place to turn for live coverage.
She is a totally unhinged person.
I don't think Mr. Trump understands any of it.
This is ABC's Aaron Katursky. Join me and our powerhouse political team for live coverage of all 3 presidential debates and the vice presidential debate. Every question, every answer, insightful analysis. Your voice, your vote, right here.
The next presidential debate is Sunday the 9th on iFiber One News Radio. Good morning to you. It's 8:49 here. Going to continue our great conversations in Port of Call here today. And now we're going to get a chance to meet one of the tenants in the Port of Shelton. Wendy, who are we talking with here?
This is James Thomas, and I'm just thrilled that he wanted to join us today. He runs a company called Thermedia Corporation, and he's been there longer than I have. So I'll turn it right over to him.
Well, hi, James. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
What is Thermedia?
Thermedia is a company that makes thermal media. This is specially treated porous foam that is used inside medical devices that keep your airway warm and moist if you're having surgery or, oh, God forbid, if you're on a ventilator for some long period of time. The gas that they use in hospitals is what's called anhydrous. There's no moisture in it at all. So when you inhale that gas, it wants to suck all of the moisture out of your airway, and that makes you susceptible to a variety of infections. So what this material does is it captures the moisture in your exhaled breath and then returns it to the airway when you inhale.
I've seen these in devices before. I think everybody's probably seen these little blue foam. I'm looking at your website, right? Thermedia.com.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
What we sell, that material that you see, then is put in a housing, and we sell to all of the big manufacturers, names that most of your listeners will have heard of. And they put their label on it and sell it with breathing circuits and masks and all of that. But if someone has surgery that lasts more than, half an hour or so, odds are pretty good you've rung my cash register.
Wow. How long have you been in business?
22 years, I guess.
And where did you find the need to start this business?
I've been involved in the medical industry most of my adult life, and there was a time when all of this material was made by a company in Sweden, and it was very difficult for manufacturers in the United States. The material is very light, and it takes up a lot of space, so it's expensive to ship. Typically, it comes by boat, and it takes about a month to get by boat from Sweden to the United States. So I saw an opportunity to capitalize on that, and very quickly we were able to capture a nice market share.
It doesn't seem like this is something that you want to shrink the packaging to help send it faster. It needs to stay in its
Well, it does
form?
because it's not just foam. That foam has been treated with chemicals that actually do the work of capturing the moisture and the heat that the moisture carries with it.
How long? How many employees do you have working for you in the up there at the Port of Shelton?
8 at the moment, but we're actually trimming that back as we sort of reformulate. Thermedia is our primary business, but we have some other products that we do as well.
Like what?
We, for some years, made the inflatable cushion mask that anesthesiologists will put on your face and invite you to count back from 100. You get to 99, and you're done. It's very interesting technology and something that I spent a lot of time and just an obscene amount of money on. And we could have made that work in China. I kept a factory in China for a number of years. Moved the mask operation to the United States, mostly because I thought we needed the jobs here.
Sure.
And the difference between labor rates in Washington State and labor rates outside of Shanghai, China, there were just not enough efficiencies that I could build into it to make it profitable.
Right. I understand that and hearing a lot about those stories in the news. Thermedia.com. What's the future for these types of devices?
Well, they will always there will always be a future for HMEs, but we have purchased some high precision equipment that allows us to I should go back and say the material when we get it comes in huge blocks that are in the industry called buns. And these are about 10 feet long and 4 feet wide and 3 or 4 feet high.
Oh, wow.
We have recently purchased a German slicing machine that allows us to slice thin sheets of this and hold that within about 20 thousandths of an inch.
Oh, wow.
So we're able to produce very high precision parts. So our goal in 2017 and 2018 is to grow beyond the medical industry and see what we can do in aerospace and automotive, and some of these materials are also used for acoustic suppression.
I could see how that would be beneficial.
Yeah. So that's
very
the plan
interesting
for the future.
It's Thermedia. It's right here in Shelton on the Port of Shelton. 427-1877, the phone number on the website to give a call if you want to learn more about this. Wendy, thanks for bringing James on to talk about this. What a fascinating business right here in town.
Thank you both for having me, and hopefully you'll invite me back sometime to talk about the fabulous job that the Economic Development Council and the Port of Shelton are doing.
That's a great idea. Yes, let's do that, because we are out of time, but that is a good, we'll have that on the topic for the next time, okay?
Sounds
Wendy,
good.
James, thank you so much for coming in. It's always nice to learn about these businesses that are in the community.
Absolutely.
Thanks again for having me.
It's 8:56 here at iFiber One News Radio. Going to surface on out of here, and when we come back, we're going to check in on CNBC Business Radio report coming up. Is your business targeting